What's up, guys? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about how to recover from bad days. All right. So this video was taken at around 5 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Here I'm doing a 10-minute plank with a 20-pound rice bag that I got from Walmart that I'm gonna about to cook up for my next week's meal prep. But I'm doing a 10-minute plank here at 5 a.m. in the morning, shirtless outside in 40 degrees weather by myself with no music, no motivation. I didn't take a sip of water yet or brush my teeth yet. The reason I'm doing this is because last night and Friday night, I did not live up to my standards, my own personal standards, and I didn't do what I said I was gonna do. If you guys don't know, for like the last 2 weeks or so, I've been posting on my Instagram about trying to be super disciplined, this monk mode stuff. Waking up at 3:30 a.m., which I did this morning. Trying to sleep early at night and everything like that, and trying to document my day by posting stories all day. And last night was not one of those nights. Friday night is usually when I do my meal preps, and it's usually when is when I sleep early. Like, I always sleep early because I wake up 3:30 a.m. So I try to go to bed around 7:30 by the latest, 7 usually. And yesterday, I don't know if it was a long week or something or what it was, but I didn't post any stories after I got back from work. I didn't meal prep. I bought all the food and I just threw it in my fridge. Ended up strolling online and wasting my whole night really just on dopamine. Cheap ass dopamine. I didn't really do anything really. I guess I was just unwinding from the week like I used to do, but that isn't what I said I'm gonna do though. And that's where the fucking problem was. Like I feel like that's a lot of a lot of people can relate to this. Whenever it's hard, some days are gonna be exhausting, are gonna be tiring, stressful, whatever, and stress accumulates, and then sometimes you just fold, which is what happened to me last night. But this is what I learned though from it. All right, it's not about never failing, never struggling, slipping off and stuff like that. Everybody has bad days. Everybody's got days that they fall off their diet, they skip a workout, they miss a workout, they miss a PR. They skip cardio, they skip meals, they don't take care of their the shit that they gotta take care of. They don't do their homework. All these things, right? That you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do. You say you're supposed to do it. You're gonna do it, and then every now and then, you just miss it. And the point of what I'm trying to say here, I guess, is that it doesn't matter if you fail, you got to get back up, all right? I slept around 10:30 p.m. last night, which, may not seem that late for you guys, but then I woke up at 3:30 a.m., so I got 5 hours of sleep, on a Saturday morning. Then I went into some push-ups, and here I am at 5 a.m., after I did all that and stuff. And I was really debating on doing this or not, but I was like, man, fuck it, dude. There's a price to pay for slipping off the wagon, all right? It's not just if you slip off the wagon, the program, you go off your diet, you skip a workout, you fuck around, you're gonna pay the price. That's my mentality, all right? So this is kind of half punishment, and the other half is really, it's to train my mind to enjoy pushing myself, enjoy hard work, enjoy discomfort, all right? Because I believe that there are two things in this life that people can be addicted to. They can be addicted to comfort, or they can be addicted to hard work, all right? And when you're addicted to comfort, when you're addicted to dopamine, to easiness, the most optimal things, perfect timing, an easy life, basically, then you're gonna constantly seek more of that stuff. You're gonna constantly seek for things to be easier, things to be softer, the AC to be cooler, the bed to be nicer. You're gonna start getting this entitlement kind of mentality where you think the world owes you shit. and whenever it doesn't, then you get pissed. Because this is what happened to me before. Um, you know, I started getting really comfortable with being comfortable, and it's a vicious cycle, man. Like the more you do something, the more routine it becomes, and then eventually it becomes like subconscious, and it becomes automatic. Like it's like brushing your teeth kind of thing. So, and so that's like if you pick the comfort side, if you get trapped into the cycle of just an easy life. And I'm not saying you can't have an easy life. I'm not saying there's no time to enjoy life, to relax, all that stuff, right? But I feel like a lot of people overdo it on that end, especially these days, because here's the other side, like the other side is like discomfort, is pain, is hard ass work, is discipline, and is doing the things that you really don't want to do. But long term, it's going to make you a better man, a better person, and get you to where you want to go. And more importantly, every day when you look at when you go to bed and stuff, and when you look back at your life, you're going to be proud of what you did and stuff. Like there's two paths, right? Like two paths people getting addicted to, right? You look around, everyone you addicted to comfort, or they're addicted to hard work and pushing themselves, right? And if you're addicted to hard work and pushing yourself, and when I say addicted, I mean like you have joy from doing these things, right? Like when you work out, when you stick to your diet, when you stick to your daily macros, you weigh yourself every day, you wake up early when you don't want to because you said you were gonna, when you start writing down your goals and journaling, when you start taking cold showers, when you start going for runs that you don't want to do, but that it's really good for your goals. When you start taking care of the stuff that you need to take care of, even though you don't want to do it, like that stuff builds a muscle that people cannot see except you. All right, though it's a muscle that like you won't see in the mirror, people won't see at the beach. But you will feel it, and you will feel it in your soul and your heart, though. All right, because this muscle, all right, is the most powerful thing that you can build. All right, it's not 6-pack abs, it's not 16-inch biceps, it's not whatever the hell you want to see in the mirror, right? Because life is going to test you. Like if not today, it might maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, a year, 5 years from now, whenever, it will test you and everybody around you. And without this muscle, the muscle to handle hardship, to handle struggle, to persevere through difficult times and to push yourself, basically mental toughness, like you're not going to be able to withstand basically life, And I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say man, hey, man, life is just hell. Fucking be a stoic motherfucker, never show emotion, suck it up every day, no pain, no gain. I'm not trying to give off that type of message. I honestly think that there's a balance, right, between that and enjoying life, being present in the moment, and basically being a normal guy. Because for most of my life, guys, I'm 27 right now, right? For most of my life, I've been a normal guy, I've been a normal guy. I grew up relatively normal, family, have a brother, went to school, went to college, worked out, ate food, basically probably most likely like you, I'm a normal guy. But, I have ambitions and I have goals and I have things I want to do with my life that, will or not be possible if I always live a normal life. And I feel like a lot of people, that are struggling with, with their goals and their, whatever they're trying to reach or accomplish, they kind of forget that, everybody wants, to be comfortable and everything. But if you want more, if you want something extraordinary, if you want to do something you've never done before, you have to embrace difficulty, you have to embrace struggle, you have to embrace chaos, and you have to do things that, you don't want to do sometimes, Like right here in this video, bro, I'm 9.5 minutes in this plank. Do you think I want to stay out here in Florida Reeds weather with no shirt on, fucking like, you know, I haven't even took a sip of water yet, and this rice bag is just like on my neck and stuff. I know my form ain't that good too. Like this is not a form video on how to hold a plank or anything but like that. I never dropped like completely to the ground and stuff, but my hips could have been higher at some points in the video. But I can tell you for sure though, man, like every minute after 5 minutes, I was in mental like agony here. And you know, that shit is good. That shit is what I needed. And I feel like this type of stuff is what a lot of people need, right? You don't have to do a 10-minute plank with a 20-pound rice bag in 40 degrees weather at 5 a.m., you know, every Saturday morning, like what I'm doing here. But you should do something, you know, that's a version of this in your life, all right? Here, I just finished the plank here. I'm getting up. Like, whatever it is that's difficult for you, it might be, you know, signing up for, you know, like a new gym, you know, that you know, it will push you. It might be signing up for a coach, you know, like me, or you know, because I do free coaching. But like, or it could be signing up for something that pushes you outside your comfort zone, you know, whether that be a school, a gym, a workout program. You know, it could be like cutting off people that you don't like in your life. All right, so that video ended, you know. But yeah, I was saying, like, you know, it could be anything, or you don't have to do crazy ass planks or anything like that, or you know, David Goggins type shit. But you should do something that pushes you outside your comfort zone. And always remember that it's not about being perfect, all right? It's about showing up even after you fall, okay? Because the man that never gives up, the man that always keeps trying, all right? That's the guy that does not lose, all right? That's the motherfucker who's going to change his life, who's going to help his entire family, his bloodline, and at the end of his life, he's going to look back and he's going to be satisfied. He's going to be proud. He ain't going to have regrets that he didn't go hard enough, because he fucking did.